to another show. With me is my esteemed guest and friend. He has done his engineering and he has been my really good friend since childhood. So we both studied at DPS Noida. So we diverged on that part because I was more of a lucha and he was a very studious person. And after that, he did his Delhi College of Engineering 2020 graduate. So, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure, Akash. Thank you so much, first of all, for having me on the podcast in such a generous introduction. So,
Hey, it's my pleasure.
as you rightly mentioned, we both were in DPS Noida, and we really had a lot of memories over there. But then, yes, I moved on to changed my school after class 10th, and then moved on to my engineering. But still, we remained in connect, and I think that good friends last for a long time. So,
Yeah.
yeah, here we are again meeting. Thanks for that.
Okay. My primary question would you, because your stream is engineering, so the thing that comes to my mind, I guess every person who's in India, the first thing that comes to the mind is like, why don't you follow engineering?
Right. So I think that there's a lot of supply of engineering graduates in our country in particular. And engineering is something which you don't choose, it comes to you, right? And there are a lot of expectations of the parents
Right.
as well. And
Yes.
if you are good at studies, if you do well in your academics, even at a very vulnerable age or you're at a very tender age of class 10th, then people assume that you are an engineering material and you go on to do engineering, right? But then after 4 years, you get a lot of exposure.
Yeah.
You introspect about your life, and then you determine that whether you are made for this particular stream or not. And I think that
Right.
hence there's a lot of engineers, but then they diverge their paths and then they think that what they really want to do in life and what their passion is. So,
But
yeah.
why not UPSC? Why not being a doctor? Why are they so fixated on being an engineer? The parents, I mean.
Right.
Well,
So I
is there
think
something special to it?
Yeah, so I guess medical stream and PCM, right, are the two
Right.
streams which all the parents recognize, and it's
Yeah.
even the children, right? So there are expectations of the parents as well as children in particular, and there is
Yeah.
also some like importance of the peers who basically conversate with you and then they tell you that you are so good in studies or particularly you have done this, so probably you have a arithmetic mind or you can make a
Right.
logical conclusions out of it. So people
Right.
tend to do engineering, I think, in particular. But yeah, this is a sad state of affairs
It
in our
is.
country in particular, where there are only two paths which diverge out of the streams, and humanities is something which is not veneered at that
Even
particular stage.
considered.
Yeah, not considered at that age,
Yes.
but yeah, I think that it's a very good stream and has a lot of benefits afterwards. But yeah, at that particular stage, engineering and medical are the two streams which is everyone's.
Adding to your point, institutions like Firji and Akash, they really try to exploit parents' insecurities because हमारा बेटा engineering में करना चाहिए, he should top, because even they have been conditioned by the society that he should go abroad, he should have
Yeah,
this six packet salary.
yeah, yeah.
So this is, I think this is a business model for the education system as well.
I completely resonate with your point. Like there are so many coaching institutes which are coming up and they are
Right.
inducing competition in children even when they are just like fixated on studying, right, and getting good marks.
Right.
At
Right.
that they basically they harness the ecosystem of competition, right, to
Right.
propel their own business model. And a
Exactly.
lot of students, a lot of parents even take quota in general, right? So it
Hmm.
is known as the temple for engineers or for going to IIT. So many children
Right.
go over there and then they realize that we have been isolated completely from our social circles and we are here while meanwhile the engineering is not even our passion. So yeah, that happens, and coaching institutes have definitely leveraged that emotion.
And if they don't get into IIT or some prestigious college, their self-esteem deteriorates so much that they are average or they are going to live a middle class life, that their quality of life diminishes really badly.
Exactly. Like even in Kota factory, right? That dialogue was there, that if you like so much like something at such a tender age, then your self-esteem gets hurt if you don't get it. So yeah.
Exactly, because from your childhood, you have been conditioned that engineering, doctor, good marks. So this is the only thing that revolves around your life.
Right.
I mean,
Right.
पापा का business हो वो अलग बात है, but
Hmm.
this is the sad truth. And one more thing, coming to your humanities point, that why weightage is not given to humanities, I think it is because of lack of extracurricular activities. Because
Okay.
humanities is more focused on extracurricular activities like archaeology
Hmm.
or law. You have to go and see the courts in practice, right? Political system, you have to go to the parliament to see how it functions. So it's not theoretical.
Yeah, yeah. Right.
So uh, I guess that's why. And the scope in their mind is that there is none.
Hmm. Right. Because at that point probably they don't know that what career choices are there with humanities in general, and they're looking at the pay packages which they will get immediately after their degree. So
Right.
engineering definitely gives a comfort zone to the aspirants as well as the parents, that after 4 years at least our child will be employable and he can go and work somewhere. But that is not the
Yeah.
case with humanities, because humanities is then compounded by another higher education degree which they have to go
Exactly.
through.
Exactly,
So
man.
yeah, but in my
And
personal
it's still
opinion,
not
I think
secure.
exactly right. And in my personal opinion, I think humanities is the most practical subject which is out there.
It
You are
is. It is.
engaging with so much news, so many political
Right.
interventions in your life.
Right.
And if you have the right knowledge of humanities and the legal structure, then probably you will be able to do well in life.
Uh, let's do a thought experiment. What if 30 to 40% of our population become engineers? So that would mean less nurses, less doctors, less lawyers.
Right.
I mean, how would the society function?
I completely agree with you. All the professions have their own importance, and there should be equitable distribution between professions as well. So it's not a retrospective mindset, right? Like what the parents do, their
Right.
children will also do. In this is a completely new society, and children should have the complete autonomy of choosing whatever they want to do. And I think that things are changing. The government are also intervening. They're changing the national
Right.
education policy. So those are some things which are going in favor, but yeah, many things need to be changed as of now as well.
Some things like UPSC, engineering, these things are just never going to change, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
yeah,
Uh, but there are a lot of jobs which are thankless. I
right,
mean, firefighters, policemen, they are not going to get rewarded as much as a person who's employed at Google,
right.
right?
Yeah,
So that's a sad fact.
probably this is because that weightage of degree is a lot in our
It
system.
is. It
Instead of
is.
the
And
work, what you are doing, instead of what qualifications you have, it is only the degree and a piece of paper which matters. So that is a problem.
Arnav, answer this question. I have always
Yeah,
wondered this.
yeah,
Like Messi, Ronaldo, they earn around what, 7 million, 10 million, right?
yeah,
And a heart surgeon, which saves the life of a person, he earns around, say, $100,000.
right.
So this feels very unjust
This,
to me.
yeah, Yeah. So
So
one person is saving lives, one person is giving entertainment. But
yeah,
that is the difference, right? But I think that those professions are very glamorized, right? Football, actors, and the chances of success in those professions are very small. There are so many
very
people
small.
who
I
go in, who join clubs, and who, but only the people who become Messi or Ronaldo, which are the people we are talking about, they are like disproportionately small, right? But I agree to your point that they are not contributing to human life in general. So
yeah.
compensation should be proportionate to what they are adding to human value and what value adding activities they are doing. So I agree
Do you
to
think
what you've said.
Karl? Sorry to interrupt. Do you
No
think
problem.
Karl Marx was onto that? That you should be rewarded by the things that you actually contribute to the society, not by supply and demand.
Yeah, so I believe that it is very difficult to measure that in this present scenario. That how will you measure the contributions, right? So just consider stand-up comedian, right? So stand-up
Okay.
comedian makes people laugh, and laughter
Right.
is also a treatment for people. They say that
Okay.
quality of the life matters. If I laugh during those particular hours, then a lot of I enjoy a lot, right? And that is what matters to me. So
But
he
if
or
you're
she,
not alive to life, laugh.
yeah, that is true. Like medical profession is indeed something which is saving lives, but
Right.
you cannot measure one profession with the other just by the
You
contributions.
cannot
Yeah,
like that, but
yeah,
it's like going to a desert and finding a diamond in the middle
right,
of the desert, nowhere
right,
to go.
exactly.
So
I completely get your point.
yeah, that's the. So how's engineering life treating you?
So my engineering, I have completed my engineering in 2020. So it was a life full of new experiences. And when I started engineering, I was completely like out of the shell, right? And it was the first time I was going and interacting. So I was very excited of wearing casual clothes, right? Because in school
Okay.
life you have to wear uniforms. So that was the
Yeah, yeah,
first thing which I was excited about. And then yeah,
right,
I made some new friends. I made friends for life over there, some new experiences. Then I participated in new activities. So those were the key takeaway moments for me. And 4 years is a lot of time, right? So
yeah,
that
it
I
is.
can say that metamorphosized me as a person.
Okay, so are you planning on going abroad?
As of now, I'm not. But yeah, that is
Okay,
not completely off the table.
okay.
Yeah.
And what specialization do you think you are going to do? Are you going to build some robots or
Yeah. So I'm
right?
inclined towards operations and supply chain management. So that robots is a part, like it's a course which all of us do, AI, ML, robotics. These subjects do have touch points within
And
that. Yeah. So, but I am particularly interested in supply chain management and operations. So those are like regarding the increasing the efficiency of the processes while
yeah,
minimizing the resources which are induced within it. So that is the
dude,
bottom
stop.
line.
I thought I was intelligent.
No, 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 man. This is just a generic
And
definition which I'm giving you, and that is just a bookish language.
Acha,
So that is not
what else do
intelligence, believe me.
you like for hobbies?
For hobbies,
Like
yeah.
for the remaining day, what do you do
So I like to play
except
football.
for changing the society for a better place?
No, no, that I'm not apt for that as of now. I like to play football. I love to write my blog, so I write poems on there. So these two things are my
Okay.
major hobby. Yeah,
Can you do me a favor? Just give me the link of your blog. I
sure,
would
I will
love
do
to
that.
share it. And
Thank you so much. I
yeah,
will definitely do.
yeah. So it was nice talking to you, Arna.
It was
Hope
the
we
pleasure.
get this chat again.
Sure, Akash, the pleasure was all mine. Thank you for having me on your podcast.
Okay. Goodbye.
Bye. Thank you.